We're back now with our very personal and candid conversation with music powerhouse Demi Lovato, with depression and anxiety on steroids right now for so many Americans in the era of COVID. Demi's struggles and her transparency are more relevant than ever before. What she says about the value of stepping out of your comfort zone and what is helping her now. Hi, Demi. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing really, really well. I mean, this year, 2020, started off with a bang for you. You were performing at the Super Bowl, singing the national anthem. You performed at the Grammys. You released your brand new single, I Love Me. And then all of a sudden, the pandemic hits. What were those first few weeks like for you?
A little confusing because I was so prepared to, start my quote unquote comeback. Release music that I hadn't released in years and talk about things that I wanted to talk about for so long. And then it kind of came screeching to a halt. And I just adjusted. I took the steps that I needed to make sure that I was doing well mentally and just started adjusting my priorities.
Yeah, you have been so open, and I know because of that, so helpful about your struggle with depression and anxiety and mental illness, and that those are the groups of people who are most at risk right now in these times, and dealing with their illness and their diagnosis and feeling isolated. How have you handled this pandemic with what you've been struggling with your entire life?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. For me, it's something that I think a lot of people are experiencing this for the first time in their life, yet this is something that I've dealt with for many years. Anxiety is something that's not new to me. I think it's just a matter of pulling out the tools that I learned over past experiences.
Talkspace has been that tool for you and for others. Tell me about it.
Talkspace is amazing. You literally are connected with someone who is there to help you, therapist, and it's anonymous, so you don't have to share anything that you don't feel comfortable with, and you're able to get the help right away that you need if you are too, if you're uncomfortable picking up the phone and asking for help.
Congratulations on your engagement, by the way. Has Max helped you cope with your anxiety?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's never been a more perfect person to step foot into my life, but such the perfect timing too as well, because he just already does a lot of these things that I've actually picked up on his habits, which are yoga. I used to not really love yoga, and started doing that, started meditating more, journaling, things like that.
I know that you turned 28 a couple of weeks ago, and one of the ways you wanted to mark the occasion was by shining a spotlight and launching a campaign to demand justice for Breonna Taylor. And I know you're also keeping that spotlight on Black Lives Matter as well. It's very important to you. Why do you want to use your platform for these causes? Why are these causes so important to you?
You've heard a lot of times people have excluded celebrities or athletes or whatever. They say, you're not politicians, stick to music, stick to this or whatever. And we've entered a year where it's been very clear that silence equals violence, and we can no longer stay silent. We have to step out of our comfort zones and preach for what we believe in is right. And if that is different than someone else's opinion, then that's up to them, you know what I mean? But for me, what's important to me is seeking justice in our society for everyone who's oppressed. Our big thanks to Demi for that important, enlightening conversation.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.